Hey everybody, another episode of On the Paint Table. It's my weekly show where you see what I got done, what I'm working on, and what is coming up. So, this week I finished off the Space Marine side of Warhammer 40,000 Leviathan, the 10th edition starter set. Painting an additional, I painted 6 models last week, so another 20 models this week. As well as 2 Tyranids. I did my test models for my Tyranid scheme using some cool sprays, dry brushes, and contrast paints. I got some new projects coming up too for Infinity the game, from Micro Studios, and also from Corvus Belli themselves. So let's take a look at what got done and what is coming up. So here's Strike Force Octavius in all its painted glory. Captain Octavius hanging out in his Terminator armor, looking fly for a Primaris Marine wearing 10,000-year-old armor with a piece of the Emperor's personal armor in the Crux Terminus. And then we've got our Librarian. These are all done up with that Green Stuff World cobalt blue armor, with the exception of him. He just got plain old Cantor blue on his armor. For the bits that are in that same cobalt blue, I just put on a little bit of gloss varnish and Abaddon black, and then hand brushed it on as opposed to airbrushing it. My new favorite miniature, I think, in this box, Combi Weapon Primaris Lieutenant. He's got his, Abdullah the Butcher scars on his head there, killing a Tyranid node, getting ready to be the lone survivor. He's the Mark Wahlberg of this whole operation. Last of his men. And then we have the kind of the odd man out in this box, which is the Adeptus Biologus Apothecary Biologist, who is like a Gravis Marine. So he needs to hang out with either Eradicators, the melted ones, Eradicators, or like heavy intercessors, as his leader keyword. But he's a really cool miniature. He was done from Corax White Primer, and then washes for the recesses, and you can see I did that bit of cobalt blue with a brush as opposed to the airbrush. Lots of washes, nice and finished. My incinerators, which you can see a how to paint video on this week, already came out, and my Terminators doing the same. And then my Stern Guard veterans. I actually liked these models a lot more than I thought I would. Having Primaris Stern Guard made me really happy to go with my all Primaris Space Marine army. So getting these finished was really fun. You get appropriate decals for basically everything in here. Decals, decals, depending on where the world I'm living, they're different. But you get some kind of veteran symbol-y ones, and I use those for the Stern Guard as opposed to the more sort of plain Jane ones I used on the Incinerators. Like a heavy support choice. Then we have Mr. Skinny Legs over here. He's, he does good work, but I wish he hadn't skipped leg day. He's got some Hulk Hogan-esque skinny legs and giant upper body. And I'm gonna paint some new stuff to go next to him to just exacerbate this whole thing. And that's it. And then my test scheme over here for my Tyranids, I finished with the Barb Gaunt. Again, there's a painting video up for this guy as well today. And then my Termagant, which already went up earlier in the week on Thursday. These are done with a separate primer. I think it's not Rust-Oleum, it's some other company. Anyway, like a rose coral pink, dry brushed, and then wash with some shades and then contrast paint to finish it up. It's super quick. When you're going to paint lots of miniatures, having a quick and easy to do paint scheme is extremely useful. So I wanted to get the kind of meta down of painting these guys before I start trying to tackle the rest of the army, starting with the Combat Patrol. With the starter done, we have to add some new units for our Tale of 40-ish gamers to take it to 1,000 points. Now, the box set for the Space Marines is 1,000 points. So I'm basically painting along with everybody else and committing to painting extra units just so that I'm actually doing something too. I don't want to be slacking off compared to Nick and Jay and Chris, who have to add more units to get to that 1,000 points for our 4-player multiplayer game and to play Crusade. So I'm gonna add more dreads. I want more vehicles. I have the Strike Force Augustus Brutalis Dreadnought, and I have a Redemptor that I never actually got around for the last time I did my army, mostly because I couldn't match the bases. But now that I'm not bothering, I'm not going to try and do giant tech bases. I want to actually get these guys done, and I'll have the Thunder Trio, the Triple Brother Dreadnoughts, and we'll see which one comes out on top. The Dudleys, basically. Basically the Dudleys. Bubba Ray Devon and whatever the one with the glasses was, Spike Dudley. He's definitely the Spike Dudley. This is Bubba Ray and this is Devon. And then I wanted to add an Ancient, just because I had this miniature and I really wanted to paint it up. And so I can have someone who can actually join my Infernus Marines, because they're a little lonely right now. They need a new model to be able to actually lead them and give them some OBSEC, or some additional adaptive control, basically. So that's my add-ons for the Marines, and then I also want to add on and finish some additional units for my Leagues of Votann, specifically the characters, because I only have the 2 that came in the army box now, and my Thunderkin. They look like they might have some legs now. Literally, robot legs that they jump around on. So these are my in-between painting Space Marines. I'm going to get this stuff done, then I'm going to finish these characters. Then I'm going to take a break from 40K for a while and paint some new stuff for Infinity. Oh, it is taking everything in me not to just like break these 5 boxes open and paint them all right now. The Stigmata to add to my Bakunin, which is all assembled in Prime. You saw in a couple of weeks ago in the paint table. The Oyoroi with the new crazy koalas. I'm so pumped for both these tags. You have no idea. Mostly because A, I really want to try out this tag that's a hacker, which is a weird mix, and it's also the only remote presence tag in Nomads. And B, because I have the old Oyoroi, and someone took a double Oyoroi list to Spring Offensive, and it was incredible. I want to try it out, and I love this miniature, and I love the new koalas because they look like the Robo Burbles from Thundercats. And while I'm very excited about the tags, I'll be honest, the fact that I can paint Terran Marines almost got me to start New Ariadne Army like tomorrow. I love these Patra miniatures. They look like fire bats. One of them literally is a fire bat with a heavy flamethrower. The other one is a Vulcan shotgun, so they just shoot fire everywhere. Oh my god. If fire bats had like a baby with a Terran Marine, that would be these guys. I love these miniatures so much. I'm so pumped to paint them. And then as I'm working on my O12 right now, this is the thing that's going to make Starmada great. We've got the Sarko and the Sucky droids in and ready to rock. So the Sucky droids can go on my Beta Trooper team, and then the Sarko obviously is my Mimetism Camouflage Infiltrator, finally for Starmada, which I'm pumped to play with. Thanks to CB for the advanced copies of these to check out. I am pumped out of my games. Tell me in the comments which one I should do first. I'm probably just going to do them first, to be honest, because I'll lose steam on my O12 otherwise. I should just finish them off. But of these 3... I mean, I've already got the Bakunin ready to go. I should just do the Bakunin, but also look at this Oyoroi. Look at how cool it is. Look at how cool these guys are. And also there's Rodox. So you got the 22 models painted this week. Lots of work done and lots of things coming up. You can check out our next week's Tale of 40-ish Gamers, where we update the progress. You can see Chris's beautifully painted Tyranids. He finished the other half of the box set, as well as if you want to see them in a game. We got to the Let's Play for 10th edition yesterday. I held off doing games with like half measures until I could just do the whole thing at once. So once all the indexes and points were out, that's when we actually decided to like do games. And all next week you can watch 40K games. We've been playing the game kind of nonstop for the last month. And I wanted to just do what I do usually when a big new sort of like mainstream AAA game comes out, and just do a whole week of it so that everybody who's excited about it can come in and play games. We burn through a whole bunch of like like trying it out, and then you can hear our opinions with some actual like informed like background of having played like 7, 8, 9, 10 games in the last couple weeks, and watch them for yourselves. I'm trying as many factions as possible, as many indexes as we can, and you'll be able to watch them Monday through Friday next week. So big thanks for watching. We'll see you for more on the paint table next week. See what I get done. Don't mash. Happy gaming. Hey there, I hope you enjoyed that video. There are tons of other games already recorded for you to watch. Click over to my channel page if you haven't already, and have a look through the dozens of playlists full of videos. I guarantee you'll discover a game you haven't seen played before. I put out new videos 7 days a week, and every day is themed to a different genre as I continue to explore the wider world of gaming. Of course, none of that's possible without you, the viewer, so click a like and subscribe if you'd like to stay on top of what's happening here daily. My 2 kids and I are massively grateful to be able to have the flexibility of this job so I can always maximize my time with them. If you want to support me continue to put out this content, it's only possible because of my amazing backers on Patreon who support the studio, equipment, and model cost, as well as being how I make the bulk of my living. You can also help out by buying a t-shirt through Spreadshirt, a measuring gauge or widget from Death Ray Designs, or buying one of my games and supplements like Last Days, Gamma Wolves, and Blaster. As a way of showing my appreciation, patrons get early access to new games and supplements that I write throughout the course of the year. Huge thanks for watching, it really does help out, and happy gaming.